Hi everyone, how are you? Um, Hi folks. So today we're gonna be doing something fun. My name's Amanda with Simply Flamazing Art, the Creative Course Collab, and the Artist Trading Card. Sorry, my chair is hung. I need to free it because I can't get it up close. It's hung on my rug. I have a rug under my desk here. And it was hung on it. Anyway, um sorry, I have to respond to this. Okay, I'm back. Anyway, so my name is Amanda with Simply Flamazing Art, the Creative Course Collab, and the ATC Mystery Box. I am so excited to be here tonight with you. We're going to be working on a product that I've only had a little bit of work with, but it was brought up on my last live, and I have the stuff, and I was like, you know what, we can do it. So I just want to introduce you, if you haven't been introduced to it, and show you kind of a fun thing. We'll pick out one. I have something I printed, and then I actually found some designs that I had that I had even forgotten that they had sent me. Anyway, let me so let me get my other camera added here. Sorry, I don't mean to be so Hey Dee, how are you tonight? Hopefully you're having a great night. Let me I want to pick a couple of these. I just want to find my live. That's all I'm looking for. Is just to make sure I am live. Hey, Brenda. So we have a couple of options here. I had printed this for us to use, but we also have, we could do a couple of these. Although I'm kind of just loving the one I printed actually more. These just kind of show you the colors, but we'll pick the colors later this week when I'm live. I don't know what day that'll be. I'll have to see because this week is a really crazy week for me. And we'll see. Hey, Brenda, how are you? So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to use this picture frame. That is our glass that we're going to be using. This is an 8x10 picture frame. I get these from Amazon. I know, shocking, right? And so the first thing we want to do is prep our glass. Now, if you're not using a frame like this and you're using a window, you just need to clean it good. That's all you need to do. In this case, we need to do a little bit more. So I'm gonna, where's my little tool? Of course I don't see it anywhere. I moved my little caddy with all my tools in it, and I bet it's in that moved wherever. It's right over there out of my reach. I had it on my desk, and I went to move on my desk, and then I moved some stuff to account for a bigger canvas. I ended up not using. And then I never moved it back onto my desk because I rarely pull stuff from out of there unless I absolutely just like need one thing. So anyway, we're going to eventually pull these out and they're not going to be in there. So what we want to do is remove all of this. You can choose to keep whatever or throw whatever part of it away. It's up to you. I do sometimes. I have kept this part and like tested a mixed media thing on it. And then this is mat board. So, you know, I mean, if you have use for it. Hey, Kimberly, how are you? Yeah, palette knife, but I don't, these things are kind of harder than a palette knife, and I really don't want to bend my palette knife. So I have a scraping tool that I use for it, like you know, like that you use for caulking. And that's what I use. We're just going to pull these out and we're going to just dispose of these. You could keep them if you have use for them. I have no use for them. I just dispose of them. And so I'm just showing you how to prep your canvas and the first part of this tonight, because it has to dry. I shouldn't say your canvas, I should say your frame. But it has to dry, guys. And so where do I want to put these so it doesn't end up in my foot? On the floor and in my foot. Let's just put them right there on top of that, and I will get rid of them. And I'll talk to you about some of the tools that are useful for this. Just gonna grab a canvas. I like to use the canvas to do this part. And then what I want to do is I want to use silicone. And this is just a silicone caulking. It's clear. And provided it all comes out, provided it's not like dried up in there, which it might be. I don't know. It's been a little while since I have used this tube. Let's hope not, because I don't have my nail. I want it to like shoot out in my eyeball. But I think it's dried up in there. Hold on. Let me see if I can't get something down in there to rod that out a little bit. I really need that nail. And of course, it's not here. Where is my nail? All right, guys. And I would have nothing around here, would I? Because why would I have a nail over here? I wouldn't. There would be no reason on the planet for me to have a nail over here. Other than for this reason. Hey, Cindy, we're going to work on some faux stained glass that you had asked about last week. Provided I can get this tube, I'm going to have to run and grab a nail or something. Now I got to move this bin out my way. I'll be right back. Let me grab a nail. Okay. I got a nail. Yay. Always something. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Yeah, I don't have any wire right here. I mean, that would have been a good idea. But the nail was just, it was just in a little utility room down there, down the way. That would have been a good idea though, Lisa. All right. Now that we've got it coming out, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to just put it in our little crevice here. Because what we want to do is we want to glue the frame to the, let's see here. I'm not in the picture, am I? Move over a little bit, Amanda. Let me do this. Let me make, I don't need to be so big. Let's do it that way. Let's do it that way. We're glad to hear it. My Siri going off. So every now and then she likes to be part of the picture. I don't know. Don't ask me, guys. Y'all know me and my Siri issues. So why she wants to be part of the picture, I don't know. Okay. I just find it easier to just use just rotate everything around instead of trying to change hands and work over myself. You'll see why I have the glass sitting there the way I do in a minute, but you don't have to have the glass there. I just find it easier in the long run. Put that top on tight so I don't have that issue again. All right. Now what I want to do and you just press down, and yes, it's going to come out a little bit. We'll clean that off. That's not a problem. That was that chunk right there, the reason it wasn't coming out. And we're going to take our little tool. This is actually a tool that comes with this product. I usually use my little scraper for this, but this will work just fine also. And I just wipe it off. I got to remember this is actually a blade. I don't want to cut myself. Don't need to be doing that. And so the other tool makes it easy because I can just like slide down it, but this one is not quite going to work that same way. So it's okay. It doesn't matter. In the end, it's not going to matter as much with this as what I normally do with this. Because see, normally I take my tool and I do like this. That's not bad. It's not doing it too bad. You want to get up all the excess that you can, because this stuff really doesn't come off well. It's really like not easy to wash off. And so I try to get as much off as I can. But I also by doing it like this and elevating it, you're letting gravity work for you and holding it on there. else, it would just fall off because the frame is thicker than the glass, and so the glass would just fall if you didn't have it elevated like this. It doesn't take very long for this to set up. It's actually a relatively short setup before this silicone kind of sets up and it's good to go. But until then, you need to elevate your canvas or your frame because it's gonna, the glass is just gonna drop. Again, get up as much as you can, and then we're gonna clean this. We are gonna clean this with some alcohol. I'm gonna get rid of that napkin because I don't want to accidentally smear silicone all over everything. So how are you all tonight? Hopefully you are doing well. Let me pull my comments up here. So how are you all tonight? Oh, I don't need the sound. Get rid of the sound. The sound doesn't need to happen. We don't need to do all that. Okay. And then we're just going to take some alcohol and we're going to clean this up. I'm going to first just concentrate where that silicone was so I can get it cleaned out of there. And then we'll just clean up the whole thing. Hopefully everyone's having a good night. Tell me what y'all having for dinner. Just going to get this cleaned up. You want your glasses free of any oils, and that's true for whatever you're doing on glass. It doesn't matter if you're painting on glass, if you are doing this faux stained glass. It doesn't matter. You want to be you're working on the watercolor flamingo? Yes, that was so pretty. I was watching her earlier. I'm going to pull up my stuff and get mine going. I need to, there's so much I need to do. So little time to do it all in. So much I want to do and then no time to get it all done in. But, you know, that's life. Okay, we're just gonna, if it's got a little bit of whatever, it's fine. We're not gonna worry about it too much eventually. Now we're gonna be careful this away because we don't want this when we're going this away because we'll push it off, right? So we got to be careful this away, but we do want to clean the back side of, it's probably sat long enough that it's, you could, because it's not dry, obviously, and you could separate it, but it's tacked enough that it's probably not gonna fall, not unless you're pushing really hard on it. And so we want to clean this up, and then we're going to take this paper and I might have to trim it a little bit. I do to make it fit, because of course this is 8.5 by 11 and this is 8 by 10. So I want to trim this so that it fits inside my frame. And I printed this right from Plaid. This is a free pattern. You can create your own pattern, or you can print it from Plaid, different patterns, and they're available for free. Then they sell some too. And just want to get it in here. It's okay if it's not perfect. Kind of just want it to be like square though. For the most part, you'll see that it's not really going to matter. This one's called Butterflies with Tulips. That's the one that I'm using. They have holiday ones. They have others. We just want to tape it 2-hour window, or 2-hour, yeah. And if you were doing a window and not a frame, you would do the same thing. You would tape your design to the window. And then you can see your design here. And you can see the lines. And that's important because that's important for the letting. I'm taping it to the back side, yes. Hey, Lynn, how are you? Now, one of the things I did learn from the Plaid instructor is that, number one, these tubes are not easy to squeeze. I have not found them easy to squeeze, but I have hand issues, so take that into account. They're not terrible, but if I did a really big one, and I'll show you before we get off if I have time to show you that. I did a really big one. I guess it was 2 or so years ago. And by the time I got done with that one, it was oh, he did do several paintings on glass. Cool. Using a Disney painting. That's cool. Disney patterns. Yeah. And so you just tape it to the back side or the other side of the glass. So if this were a window or a door, you just tape whatever pattern you want on that back side. And then you can, I've got to get this off, but it doesn't come off. Let me see. I'm going to show you how to do this that actually aids in the lead coming out, but I want to take this old one off. I just left it on there so it seals it, and put a new one on. Hold on. If I can get it off, be good. Let's see. So it comes in a tube and it has this little applicator, and you cut it, okay? And you open it. And that gives you, depending on where you cut it, it gives you a pretty big hole. And one way to control that is to use tape. Come on. Any other time, it would have just popped right off. I have done this a couple of times, and it would just pop right off. You think it's going to pop off this time? No. Because it wants to tear my fingernails up, which doesn't take much to tear my fingernails up, granted. Because they're soft and brittle and, Oh, my. Come on. Just a little bit more. Okay. All right, I want to just check and make sure this bottle is good before we go through everything. Yeah, it's good. All right. So now what we want to do is we want to take some tape and just like a 2-inch or so piece, nothing major. And hold on, I still got a little piece left on there. All right, and we're going to start at an angle, and we're going to go up beside the opening, kind of like at an angle, and we're just going to wrap. Hold on, I didn't do it. You got to go at a pretty good angle. So the angle is pretty tight angle, like that. And then you wrap. Oh, this tape is dollar store tape, y'all. So it is like not sticking. Sticking to everything but what I wanted to stick to. Get you some like 3M tape, some Scotch tape, something that actually will stick. But you want to go at an angle. If I can get it to just get right in my hand. There we go. And then you're just going to wrap. And it kind of goes up to a point, and then it kind of comes back down in the wrap. I might not have gone quite a sharp enough angle, but that's going to be okay. I think that's going to be okay. I wanted it to be a little bit taller. You saw how tall I had that other one. It was like pretty tall. I was able to pinch it and bend it over. This is okay. We'll see how this works. I might have to redo, but I think it's going to be okay. And you can kind of see how it has the tape. You can see the tape. See that tape right there? Okay. Now, when you're letting start off of your project, this is going to give us a pretty big hole and not the small one that I wanted. I may try another piece just to add on top of that and see if I can't get it a little bit smaller. Let me see. There we go. Okay. Now you can see how it stands up much taller. Let's see what kind of letting I'm going to get. Yeah, that's better. That's better. And so then we're just going to follow all of these lines. And then we're going to create maybe another line or so, because this is a lot of white space in here. And I think I kind of want to separate it maybe just a little bit. I'm not sure how, but we'll see. Kind of like how lines are going here and here and here. Maybe do something similar up here. We'll see. We'll make something up. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to start and I'm going to follow these lines. If you hold it up a little bit from your glass, you'll get a nice line. This product is not a new product, but a couple years ago now, they kind of re-released it. And I was one of the beta group that was taught it. Ooh, I'm not doing very good. I'm not doing very good. We can clean all that up. I'm going to show you how. There's tools that you can get. It's a little tool set that you can get that actually will aid in cleaning all of that up. But a constant pressure, holding it up. If you get broken lines, it's okay. You can go back and you can just connect them. So don't worry about it. But this is a product from FolkArt. Now, I don't get any, if you buy the product, there's nothing for me there. So no affiliate, no nothing like that. But I have probably had this, well, since they put this out, and maybe it was 2 years ago, it says 01/22. So maybe, I don't know if that's when it went bad or when it was produced. I have no idea. But it's not bad, and it's perfectly fine. And so there's nothing wrong with this. So it's not a product that you have to worry about going bad. You're going to hear my dog bark any minute because I think, I could be wrong, but I think my son's here. Our son is here. He kind of has a loudish vehicle. So, his son graduates next year, or not next year, next week. From high school. My grandson graduates from high school next week, and I had ordered some stuff for him for the little graduation party that they're gonna do in his honor to celebrate him. I'm sure he's here to pick that stuff up. So he's probably gonna have to come down here and ask me where it is at, because I didn't know he was coming and I didn't set it out. It's all together in a box, but I don't have it set out for him. You can see I have it thicker in some spots, thinner in some spots. Hey, Heather, I really don't care. It's fine. It's gonna be fine. And really, when you have it like that and it's not so perfect, it kind of looks more like real. Like real letting. So I am perfectly okay with it not being 100%. Like, thank you, Heather. That's so sweet. So we are working on faux stained glass is what we are working on. Maybe it'd help if I turn this a little bit. It does. It varies in thickness. And so it's, it's okay. I'm all right with it. Like I told you, I have hand issues. And so this is not the most comfortable thing, squeezing this bottle on the planet. And so And in fact, if I were doing a really big one, I would have to do part, walk away, come back, do part. Now, for the next step, we're going to have to let this dry. And they say you should let this dry overnight. So, it may feel dry to you. Um, it may feel dry to you, um, to the touch, but it's probably not dry. Yeah. Yeah, he's barking because our son pulled up. And he's probably at the door, can't get in. That's okay. That's all right. He'll figure it out. He's a big boy. I'm surprised my phone hasn't dinged for a text message. Like, I'm here, let me in. He can get in. If he thinks he can get in. May not be the easiest way in, but he can get in. It might require him to walk around the house, but that's okay. He can get in. I know, right? World's worst mom here. Hashtag world's worst mom. So I'm gonna just turn this around because it's easier for me to work on this side than it is for me to like go try to cross over and everything. So I'm just gonna turn it around. This will be so pretty when we're done. If you get little stuff like that, just leave it and I can get that off later. There's tools that we can cut that off, and like that right there, we can cut that out. So anything like that you're like, oh, I messed it up, leave it, let it dry. We can clean it up when we're live again. I'm going to just leave it and I'll show you how we can clean it up. So I'm not worried about it. Now he's gonna bark because the Great Dane next door is barking. I think he's in. I hear him walking upstairs. I think he's looking for me. He'll figure out where I'm at. He'll probably hear me. He has good hearing. Anyway. All right. So once we do this, we're just going to have to let it go. And let it sit overnight. Y'all tell me, where do you think I should pull another line? So, do you think I should pull like anything up in here to break it up a little bit? I don't know. That's part of what I wonder. Y'all tell me. I'm trying to see your comments and do this at the same time, and I can't look up and do this at the same time. I have like this stuff everywhere. Everywhere. I'm sure he's heard me. He knows where I'm at now. He's not looking. He didn't let me know he was coming. Not that he needs to let me know. He doesn't. He can come anytime he wants to. There's no like, let me know you're coming. But usually he does say, like, I'm coming to pick up blah, 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 blah. And I would have laid it out for him. But anyway, he might find it. There's not but so many boxes up there. There's a couple. There's a couple. So he can look in both of them and figure out which one is his and which one isn't. Yeah, we're all excited. Morgan's graduating. He's my grandson. He's graduating from high school next Friday. And then my niece Zoe is graduating from her high school in June. So can't believe 18 years. There we go. He probably is raiding the refrigerator or the cabinet or something. Who knows? Who knows? He's probably raiding the cabinet if I had to guess. He's not too much of a sweet eater though, so I don't know what he's doing. I'm just gonna pull that off. I am gonna tape this up though, but that was just not sticking. So I'll put another piece because I don't want it to go bad. In the middle of the antennas, so kind of like coming up through here. That might be a really good idea. Okay. Of course, I had to be all like, let's just rip that off. Let's just get rid of that. It's okay. We got this. Put another one on just as easy as I did that one. Well, actually easier because this one went on a whole lot easier. Definitely raiding the cabinets. Probably. Like, let's just take advantage here. It's all good. I'm just going to kind of do like this, maybe. Something like that. I like that. I think that splits it up nicely. Because then you have this section, you'll have that section, this. I like that. Thank you. Well, it is a pattern. So I didn't make the pattern. I didn't create the pattern. That's from Plaid. Can't take credit for that. But I do like this product. I think it's a pretty cool product. And then it's really not much to see today. This is just day one of it. And there's not much to see. But when we come back, and I think it'll probably be Thursday afternoon, that I'll be live. We'll finish this up. And then we put all the colors. And so, and that really makes a difference, because I'll show you this. Let me remove this. And then there we have it. And so we'll leave our little pattern because it also tells us the colors. And so you'll see that, like, the different numbers, we can choose to go by the colors, or we can just have fun with the colors that we want to put on our butterfly and on our tulips. And so, but that's the start of it. That's our letting. This has to dry 24 hours. Well, not really 24 hours. They say overnight. They just want to make sure it's nice and dry, so when we go back with the colors, we're not smearing into it. And so hopefully it'll be pretty. Y'all can come back and join us on Thursday. I think it'll be. I've got to check my calendar, but I'm pretty sure that's my night I have. That's my one night I have free this week. So, and I'm going to spend it with y'all on a live. Anyway, y'all have a great rest of your night, and I will see you all later. Bye.